Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back. And in the last lectures of biochemistry, we have covered the topics of amino acids and proteins. Now, inshallah, we will continue our lecture and we will start with the topics of biochemistry of lipids. So, what are basically lipids? Lipids, just to memorize it, the lipids are basically the heterogeneous organic substances. This is the most important thing to memorize about lipids. They are heterogeneous. That means they have different types of organic substances that are incorporate with each other and form a specific composition of a biomolecule. And this biomolecule is different with other biomolecules, like we have carbohydrates and proteins. And because of its heterogeneous properties, these lipids are basically insoluble in water. So this is the most important characteristics of lipids. They are always insoluble in water. So let's start with the lipids, and for this topic we are also considering our same book, that is Chatterjee, and I will give some highlights and important points about lipids, but you all have to you have also have to read from Chatterjee as well. So lipids are very important heterogeneous group of organic substances in plants and animal tissues. ठीक है, तो दे आर नेचुरली अकरिंग कंपाउंड्स जो कि नेचुरली हमारी बॉडी में या फिर प्लांट्स की बॉडी में होते हैं. एंड व्हाट आर दे आर बेसिकली heterogeneous group of organic substances. We have different types of organic substances that are incorporated with each other and form lipids, and related either actually or potentially to fatty acids. So just like we have studied in proteins that amino acids are the basic building blocks of proteins in someone. So similarly, we have fatty acids that are the basic building blocks of lipids. But this is not completely necessary. So it lipids may contain fatty acid and may not contain fatty acid, because there are few lipids that contain similar molecules that are similar to fatty acid but not actually fatty acid, but they are also fall into this category of lipids. Why? Because they have the similar properties of lipids. So that's why we can say they are related either actually or potentially to fatty acids. So actually fatty acids means they actually have fatty acids as their building blocks, or potentially fatty acids mean they have some molecules that are similar to the fatty acids. There are various types of esters of different alcohol. So this is important. Another important chemical characteristics of lipids. What are they? They are esters. Esters means they have a functional group of ester that combine two different types of other functional groups. Basically, or normally it was fatty acids and alcohols. So by the help of ester bonds, a fatty acid is combined with alcohol and form lipids. So there are various types of esters. Various types of esters means we have different molecules that could attach to ester of different alcohols, and we have different types of alcohols, and this type of alcohol determine the specific property of the lipid. In addition to alcohol and fatty acids, some of the lipids may also contain phosphoric acid, nitrogenous bases, and carbohydrates. So as I said earlier, that they are heterogeneous group of organic substances. We have different types of organic substances that are incorporated in lipids. So in addition to fatty acids and alcohol, we also have phosphoric acids, and a major class of lipids that contain a phosphoric acid. And we also have nitrogenous bases, and we all know what are nitrogenous bases. They are the important component of our nucleic acid or DNA or RNA structure. And it also have carbohydrates as well. So we have some derived lipids that contain carbohydrate with alcohol and fatty acids. So we have different kinds of organic substances here. They are insoluble in water. This is the most important property of every lipid, that they are insoluble in water. They always are insoluble in water. Now the solubility of the lipids is seen in different organic solvents, as they are a heterogeneous group of organic substances. So we have different types of organic solvents that are very good solvent and have very enhanced solubility of lipids. The most common examples are ether, chloroform, benzene, acetone, etc. And these all organic solvents are also known as fat solvents. Why? Because they can easily solubilize fats and lipids and all types of lipid molecules. And another important property of lipid that we have to consider is that on the basis of physical nature, we have different classes of lipids. So as we have also experienced in our normal daily routine, we can see different types of lipids. Some are totally liquid in nature, and some are solid in nature, and some are suspension in nature. So these includes fats, oil, and waxes and related compounds. So for example, we have wax, we have different types of wax as we have seen, and we have soft paraffin wax and hard paraffin wax. They are all fall into the category of waxes, and they are also lipids. Then we have oils. The most important property of oil, or most distinguished property as we can say, is that they are always liquid at ordinary temperature. So an oil is a lipid which is liquid at ordinary temperature. So any lipid that is or liquid in ordinary temperature. Okay, listen again. Any lipid that is liquid at ordinary temperature is fall into the category of oil. So this is the distinction between fats and oil, and is purely physical one that we can observe and that we can feel and that we can see in physically. So this is the most important physical property for lipids. Next, we have classification of lipids. Basically, lipids are classified as simple lipids, compound lipids, and derived lipids. So we start with simple lipids. What are simple lipids? They are just esters of fatty acid with various alcohols. So we have a fatty acid that is combined with any alcohol by the linkage of ester bond. Okay, so if you see the structure of any example of lipids, or for example we have triglyceride, and we have already studied about triglyceride in previous lectures. And I hope you all remember the structure of triglycerides. So triglyceride was the precursor or basic unit of carbohydrates. But if we add any alcohol, or if we replace the aldehydic group of triglyceride with alcohol group, then it simply form triglycerol. So we have a minor difference between triglyceride and triglycerol. In triglycerol, we have alcoholic group, and in triglycerides, we have aldehydic group or ketonic groups. So if we replace the aldehydic or ketonic group of triglyceride with alcohol, then it form triacyl. It form triglycerols basically, and triacyl glycerol is an example of glycerol. These are triesters of fatty acid with glycerols. So what is structure look like? It has obviously a chain of 3 carbon, and on the left side we have a fatty acid, on the right side we have a alcoholic group. So, and we have three ester bonds between fatty acids and alcoholic group. So, and they are also called as neutral fats. And these are tri-esters of fatty acid with alcohol. Another example of simple lipids are waxes are esters of fatty acids with higher monohydroxy aliphatic alcohol. Okay, so triacyl glycerol or TG is basically a small molecule, but and mostly liquid in nature. But on the other hand, we have waxes are basically a larger molecule, complex molecule. They have a very long chain of esters and very very long chain of carbon molecule that are combined with alcohols through ester bonds and with higher monohydroxy aliphatic alcohols. So this is another important thing. We have here aliphatic alcohols, not aromatic. So there are no ring chains, and there are no ring structures, only straight carbon chains. And why they are fall into the category of simple lipids? Because it is simply a ester of fatty acid and alcohol. So any type of lipid that is simply ester of fatty acid and alcohol, it falls into the category of simple lipids. Then we have true waxes. True waxes are esters of higher fatty acid with cetyl alcohol. So it is an example of wax in which we have aliphatic alcohol. Which aliphatic alcohol? We have cetyl alcohol. Cetyl alcohol is an example of aliphatic alcohol. When cetyl alcohol form ester bond with higher fatty acids or other higher straight chain of alcohols, it usually known as true wax. So this is the chemical formula of true wax. Then we have cholesterol esters. Cholesterol esters are esters of fatty acid with cholesterol. So cholesterol is also the example of alcoholic ester that we have noticed the word OL. OL always recognized for alcohols. We already know that. And just like that, we have glycerol. Glycerol is an example that is also indicate the presence of OH group, that is alcoholic group. And similarly, we have here cholesterol. Cholesterol also indicate the presence of OH group. So cholesterol esters are esters of fatty acids with cholesterol. When different types of cholesterol bonded with fatty acids by the help of ester bonds, then they are known as cholesterol esters, and they are also example of wax lipids. Another important example of simple lipids are vitamin A and vitamin D esters. They are basically palmitic or stearic acid esters of vitamin A or vitamin D respectively. So what is vitamin A? Vitamin A is also a form of alcoholic compound or alcoholic lipid that is also known as retinol. And we have vitamin D. What is the another name of vitamin D? I hope you all remember that. So it is basically cholecalciferol. Cholecalciferol is another name of vitamin D. So it is also the alcoholic form of simple lipids. So when it form ester bond with palmitic acid and stearic acid, so it is known as vitamin A esters or vitamin D esters. This is also example of simple lipids. And palmitic and stearic acids are almost similar with fatty acids. So they are also considered as complex fatty acids. Next category of lipids is compound lipids. What are compound lipids? Compound lipids are esters of fatty acids containing groups other than and in addition to an alcohol and fatty acids. So these are also esters. And what is the difference between the simple and compound lipid is that they have another group. It can either in addition to alcohol or fatty acid or in replacement of alcohol or any one of them. So when alcohols, fatty acid, and some other organic substance, some other important functional group bonded through ester bonds, then it is considered as compound lipids. So the first category of compound lipid is phospholipids. What are phospholipids? They are substituted fat containing, in addition to fatty acid and glycerol, a phosphoric acid residue, a nitrogenous base, or other substituents. So these are the addition: a phosphoric acid residue, nitrogenous base, and also some other substituent. When these bases or these compounds are substituted or added to any simple lipids, then these lipids are considered as compound lipids. And the examples of these compound lipids are phosphatidylcholine, also known as lecithin. Then we have phosphatidylethanol amine, that also known as cephalin. And we have phosphatidyl inositol, which is also known as lipositol. Then we have phosphatidyl serine, plasmalogens, and sphingomyelins. So these are all important biological molecules, and they all have specific biological roles in our body. They are responsible for different metabolic processes. They help or catalyze different metabolic processes, and they are responsible for different for the synthesis and production of different important biological molecules. And sometimes they act as an enzyme, sometimes they act as a co-transporter, and sometimes they act as a coenzyme in any chemical reactions or metabolic reaction. So when we will study the metabolism in our next semester, then we can see the details of these molecules, these examples as well. Now the next category of compound lipids are glycolipids. So just like phospholipids, in phospholipid we have the addition or substitution of phosphate groups or nitrogenous base. So similarly, we have the addition of carbohydrate molecule. Lipid containing carbohydrate moiety are called as glycolipids. Okay? Lipid containing carbohydrate moiety are called glycolipids. When we have a conjugation of any simple lipid with a carbohydrate molecule, then we will consider this lipid in the category of glycolipids. They contain a special alcohol called sphingosine or sphingol and nitrogenous base in addition to fatty acids, but does not contain phosphoric acid or glycerol. Okay, so this is the important point to remember, that in all the lipids that we have previously studied, the alcoholic compounds is usually glycerol. But in glycolipids, this is the important point, glycolipid does not contain glycerol as an alcohol. So instead of glycerol, we have another alcohol that is combined with fatty acid or carbohydrate moiety by ester bond, and this alcohol is sphingol, and its another name is sphingosine. So they contain a special alcohol, and this special alcohol is only specified for the type of glycolipids. And this special alcohol is bind with ester bond to carbohydrate and fatty acids, and also a nitrogenous base in addition to fatty acid. So it also has fatty acid, and it also has nitrogenous base, it also has carbohydrate, but it does not contain phosphoric acid. So this is another important thing, it does not contain any phosphoric acid, and the alcohol is not glycerol. So we have two common types that are usually present in our bodies. They are cerebrocytes and gangliosides. As the name indicates, they are important part of our CNS, or they have different physiological function in our central nervous system. As the cerebrocytes are important part of our blood-brain barrier. And similarly, gangliosides are important biological molecule for the ganglions, and I hope you all know what ganglions are. Ganglions are basically a cluster of different neurons that form synapses where two neurons are connected to each other for the transfer of different neurotransmitters and other biological molecules. So in the ganglions, we have these gangliosides that have different physiological functions. And the next category is sulfolipids. So as the name indicates, lipids characterized by possessing sulfate groups. So the lipids that contain sulfate group conjugated with fatty acids and any type of alcohol by a ester bond, then these lipids are called as sulfolipids. Then we have aminolipids. Similarly, when a lipid molecule contain carbohydrates, they consider as glycolipids. So when a lipid molecule contain amino acid or any large chain of amino acid, then they consider as aminolipid or proteolipid. So if the lipid contain small chain of amino acid or few number of amino acid, usually less than 10, then this lipid considered as aminolipid. But if the lipid molecule conjugated with a large chain of amino acids. Large chains mean when we have peptides or protein or whole protein molecule is conjugated with a lipid, then this lipid is considered into the category of proteolipid. Then we have lipoprotein. In the lipoprotein, lipids as prosthetic group to protein. So this is just similar to proteolipid, but in lipoprotein, the protein part is more dominant than the lipid part. Okay, try to understand this. In the proteolipid is basically a type of lipid, and lipoprotein. I think we also read about lipoprotein in types of proteins. So lipoprotein is basically a dominant protein that contain a lipid as a prosthetic group. Here the prosthetic group is lipid, not the protein. So the dominant part is proteins. And what are dry lipids? So we have read about simple lipids that only contain fatty acids and alcohols. And then we read about compound lipids. Compound lipids also contain different biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, and sulfur, etc. Then we have now dry lipids. What are dry lipids? This category of the lipids is somewhat different from the other categories, and they are the molecule that obtained by hydrolysis of these given group and which still possess general characteristics of lipids. And if we look into the chemical structure of dry lipids, they are not totally similar to the basic compounds and simple lipids. They have somewhat different chemical structure, but the properties are exactly the same. So they possess all the general characteristics that a molecule should have to be considered as a lipid. So dry lipids are basically such molecules that obtain by hydrolysis of these type of group 1 and group 2 which still possess the general characteristics. इसकी example हमारे पास fatty acids may be saturated or unsaturated, monoglycerides and triglycerides, and we have alcohols. So these are the important components. So when we basically hydrolyze or when we basically hydrolyze different alcohol, different molecules, then they are hydrolyzed into a smaller molecules, and these smaller molecules possess the same characteristics of lipid, then these molecules are known as dry lipids. So we can we can say that fatty acids are the molecules that contain the same characteristics of lipids as they are insoluble in water, and they are basically lipophilic and hydrophobic molecules. And the another thing is alcohol. There are different types of alcohols that contain all the characteristics of lipids, and so they are considered as derived lipids. So these are all the molecules that are obtained by the derivatization or hydrolysis of lipid molecules. So what alcohols are? Straight chain alcohols are water insoluble alcohols of higher molecular weight obtained on the hydrolysis of waxes. So when we hydrolyze waxes, we can get straight chain of alcohols, and they are just simple alcohols, but they contain the similar properties of lipids. So we can consider these types of alcohol as derived lipids. For example, we have cholesterol and other steroids, including vitamin D. So they are chemically they are alcohol in nature, but they are also insoluble in water, and they contain all the general properties of lipids. So that's why they are fall into the category of derived lipids. And vitamin D is also vitamin D and vitamin A, basically also known as fat soluble vitamins. So why fat soluble vitamin? Because they can be solubilized in fats, and they can also solubilize in organic solvents that are known as fat solvents, as we considered previously. So cholesterol and other steroids, including vitamin D, are also derived lipids. Alcohol containing beta inon ring, including vitamin A and certain carotenoids. Carotenoids is a large class of molecules, and carotenoids contain a specific ring, a different type of ring that is known as beta inon ring. And vitamin A is an example of carotenoid. So it also possesses similar properties of lipids, that why it's considered as derived lipids. Then we have glycerol. Glycerol is also a form of alcohol. It is a very small molecule, contains 3 carbon molecules, and it also falls into the category of derived lipids.